So, how significant is this expected fuel price rollback for the overall economy? Meron ba 'tong mararamdaman or wala lang?
Wala lang kasi parang, in-announce siya nung, sinabing magto-2 week, ceasefire.
Yeah.
Eh, parang biglang giyerahan sila ulit ngayon do'n. So, I think the keyword is uncertainty, 'no.
Mhm.
So, it is uncertainty that, kicks the price of oil very high, 'no, and it really takes a while for uncertainty to go down. Kaya it's really sticky going downwards, 'no. So,
Mm.
unless makumbinsi natin yung lahat ng tao na wala na talaga yung uncertainty, in the world, especially in that, Middle East conflict, then the price of oil will remain sticky at this very high level.
Oo. So, parang
Oo.
madugtong mo lang. So, ito yung parang mga tinatawag po ninyong mga economists na rocket feather phenomenon?
Parang gano'n, 'no? Because of, the keyword is profit, 'no?
Mm.
So, because if you leave it to, because according to our oil deregulation law, 'no, so you leave it to the market, to the free market, to the private players to set their prices. And so if you leave it to them to set their prices,
Mm.
which is the most efficient thing to do, then they will protect their profit going up, no? So
That's
and
right.
then they would try to outdo each other in terms of earning from whatever inventory strategies that they have done in the past. So kung nagkataon na maswerte ka na marami kang naimbak na oil, then tumatabo ka ng pera. So pero pagka pababa yun, of course
Yeah.
everybody's trying will try to prolong that as long as possible. Kaya parang yun nga yung feather na parang dahan-dahan lang siyang
Dahan-dahan lang.
mababa.
Pero
Pero
pagtataas
oo,
rocket, ang
rocket.
bilis.
Pero Prof,
Oo, kasi mahirap mo namang ipunin ang losses, eh. Mas
totoo
madaling
'yan.
mag-ipon ng profit. So kapagka
Mas masarap
tumataas
mag-ipon
yung
ng profit.
presyo, oo, ise-save mo lang lahat ng mga profit mo in the rainy days. But you don't actually you don't accumulate
Right.
losses and natutuwa kang mag-accumulate at mag-save ng mga losses. Wala
Of
pong gano'n,
course.
'no. So kaya they will try to maintain that price as long as possible.
Prof, looking at the situation now and also looking at yung possibilities moving forward, taking a look at yung structure ng Philippines in terms of how we deal with oil, parang we have a recipe, a recipe for disaster. Parang moving forward, I don't see oil prices coming down to its old self. Kasi number one, we import oil only. We don't produce our own oil. Number two, the peso is weakened against the dollar. Number three, may gera. So may recipe tayo na hindi possible na bumaba sa dati ang price. Is that something you agree with?
Well, tama ka dun sa recipe in terms of the oil prices staying very high.
Mhm.
But I don't think it will be a recipe for the disaster for our economy, no.
Mhm.
So medyo ilang linggo pa lamang ito, and this will affect the transport. It is just affecting the transport sector. Hindi pa to talaga fully reflected in food prices, no. So kapag ka talagang tumagal ito ng 2 to 3 months, no, so we are on our 1.5 month, no, kapag tumagal to 3 to 6 months, then that's the time medyo kinakabahan na yung GDP numbers going to zero. But remember, as I always told my friends, no, so we are experiencing this oil crisis in the middle of infrastructure crisis,
That's
no.
right,
So
that's right.
what we want to happen is the infrastructure disbursements, payments, procurement for all the government infrastructure projects would actually compensate this kind
Mm.
of increase in our prices. So at least kung mataas yung presyo ng bilihin, sana magka-income yung mga tao. And pinakamalaking
True.
bulk niyan is the construction workers that is actually now pinagtutulungan ng government and private construction. So kapag yan hindi pa sumalo, dalawa na nangyari, oil crisis and infrastructure crisis. Definitely, we are on our way to a significantly lower GDP by the end of the year.
And I think yesterday, no, Prof, we were talking to Professor Carlos, no, Clarita Carlos, and ang hindi rin na-take into account as of now ng gobyerno is the crisis also. Well, you mentioned infrastructure, you mentioned oil. A third crisis could be yung OFW mass repatriation crisis. Now, if you have 60 to 70% of the OFWs coming home, that's also 60 to 70% of remittances na hindi napapasok, which is we're very reliant also on remittances.
Yes, kung mangyari talaga 'yon, no? So hopefully hindi mangyari, no? So my two sisters are in Dubai, no? So it is actually being handled very well, no? So lahat from home, diretsong sweldo. So I think very minimal yung mga taong gustong umuwi, no, from
Okay.
Dubai, no? So pero syempre kapag ka talagang pagka mga power plants na yung bobombahin ng
Yeah.
US, medyo ibang usapan na siguro yun. Medyo parang talagang seryoso na yung laban, war crimes na po yung
Right.
pinag-uusapan natin. And so therefore, we do not discount that fact na medyo dahil we are shielded from this particular oil crisis because of our dollar reserves. And that dollar reserves is actually driven by OFW
That's right.
remittances.
Right,
So
right.
yung cushion natin na yun, pag nawala, medyo may alanganin
Talagang
tayo
tahimik.
next.
Oo. Well, sinabihan na po tayo, 'di ba, ng DOE na mukha talagang matagal pa tong crisis na to, even if it mag-stop talaga yung war na yon, because ang daming mga infrastructure na mga nadali, nasira, they have to rebuild, etc. But I was wondering kung tama po ba yung sinasabi ng iba na mas maigi na daw po mag-expand yung mga transport and agriculture subsidies to prevent yung deeper slowdown ng inflation natin kesa mag-suspend tayo or mag-reduce tayo ng mga excise tax?
Eh ako, bakit tayo mamimili? Emergency na tayo ngayon, eh, no? This is emergency for the lower part of our population, yung lower income part, no? So, hindi naman emergency yung buong Pilipinas. Ang emergency kasi yung mga nandito, yung lower middle class, tsaka yung lower income, tsaka yung poor. So, hindi na natin kailangan mamili at this point, no? Tumagal na yung decision natin on how to rescue lower income families, jeepney drivers,
Fisher
truckers,
folks,
bus, ano. So, I think we don't need to choose. We have to institute all of them.
Okay.
Correct, I agree.
Yeah, makes sense.
Makes
Oo.
sense. So, very quickly lang, no? Very dangerous kasi, Prof, kung middle class ang mahirapan dito kasi tayo ang major taxpayers, eh.
Yes, kasi ang tinitingnan nila yung nanghihinayang sila sa excise tax saka sa VAT on oil. But remember, ang marami pang ibang koleksyon, no? Marami pang ibang koleksyon ng income taxes saka VAT, no? So, ang tinitingnan mo diyan yung middle class kasi inexempt mo na yung 250,000 a year pababa, di ba? So wala namang income tax yun. Pero ang bulk ng income tax mo, middle income earners pataas, no? So, and you want them to stay alive, no? So and therefore I think, no, at this point, no, so I think parang dapat itrato natin to na quote and quote na pandemic response kasi kailangan mong i-rescue yung Filipino families. I think at this point there's no point calculating sino
Oo.
yung makakatanggap, sino
Yeah.
yung hindi, because the entire economy is
Blanket response na ba?
76% of our economy. The whole Filipino families is 76% of our economy.
Yeah.
So distribute the cash to make sure that our economy is still running by
Right.
the time this thing ends.
Tama. Well, sabi nga nila, nawala nga mas maraming amount of pesos during the corruption eh. Yung flood control corruption eh. Dito pa sila nang
Definitely.
hinayang.
Well, yung sinasabi ko, hindi nga pa nga nila nagagastos yung 2025 na infrastructure budget. Hindi pa nila nagagastos yung 2026 na infra budget. Anong pinanghihinayangan nila sa excise tax sa VAT? And yung napirmahan na special power only talks about temporary power on the excise tax,
Yeah.
not on the VAT.
Right,
Yung
right.
VAT, ano yan, automatic tumataas. Habang tumataas yung price ng oil, tumataas din yung VAT mo eh. So talagang habang naghihirap yung mga Pilipino, payaman ng payaman yung koleksyon ng ating gobyerno. Tama ba yun?